Camera's a little dusty. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Brandon. Welcome back to Murata Media. Guys, look, I finally got a haircut a few weeks ago, and I've never felt so liberated after a haircut in my life. But anyway, I know it's been a few weeks since my last video. I just haven't really had that much to talk about. But luckily, there was a brand new movie that was released last week on VOD, and that movie was Scoob. I am a little late. I just got around to seeing this movie a few days ago, but better late than never, am I right? This movie was originally supposed to be released in theaters around this time, but due to the whole COVID thing, it was made available for stream. And Scoob is about, well, who else? Scooby Doo and the gang, as they try to stop the evil Dick Dastardly from opening a portal to the underworld and unleashing Cerberus. And along the way, they meet up with Blue Falcon and his trusty sidekick Dynamut. That's his name, right? It is, okay. And they all work together to stop Dick Dastardly. Now, I was actually a really big fan of the Scooby Doo cartoons growing up. I watched almost all of the shows, the made-for-TV movies, and even the live-action movies. But what I really loved about Scooby Doo is that they're very silly, but they're very charming at the same time. And unfortunately, Scoob lacks said charm. This movie is very 21st century-like because it has an over-reliance on pop culture and brand names. I don't know, I just found it very strange hearing Scooby-Doo characters talk about Walmart and IKEA. Like, for example, at the beginning of the movie, the gang is sitting in this diner and Simon Cowell shows up. And in order to impress him, Shaggy and Scooby start singing the song Shallow from A Star Is Born.
If anyone ever asked me what it would be like going to hell, I think I've just experienced it.
I mean, you couldn't have thought of any other song that was a little bit more recent. I mean, A Star Is Born came out 2 years ago. And there's also several examples of the writers just not really having any idea how millennials talk to one another, because you could tell that's who they were trying to appeal to. And Blue Falcon, who is voiced by Mark Wahlberg, is easily the biggest perpetrator of this. He just talks like a very stereotypical teenager about social media and things like that. There's even a point where he dabs. Do you remember dabbing? Yeah, that thing that was popular like 5-6 years ago. But I will admit, it is very funny hearing Mark Wahlberg talk like a stereotypical teenager. Hey guys, I just made a Twitter. You can follow me at blue_falcon. Follow me for some sick tweets, yo. Not the greatest Mark Wahlberg impression, but I think I got my point across. But the writing is especially sad when you take into account that this movie had 4 writers. And with that many writers, you would think that at least one of them would have a grasp on the relationship between Shaggy and Scooby, which, in my opinion, is the most important thing when it comes to Scooby-Doo. But their relationship in this movie is just so underdeveloped. At the beginning, we see how the two of them met, and then Shaggy gives Scooby his famous collar, and Scooby's like, "Thanks, Shaggy, I'll never take it off." But then later on in the movie, when Blue Falcon and Dynamut are trying to put Scooby in this super suit, he has to take the collar off in order to fit the suit on, and for some reason Shaggy is absolutely devastated by this. You're telling me that up to this point Scooby never once took his collar off? Like, not even to wash it or to bathe or something like that? And it just made Shaggy look like a sensitive little bitch. Because it's not like Scooby took off the collar with ill intent. It's not like he took it off and went, "Fuck you, Shaggy." I mean, even the live-action movies had a better understanding of their relationship. And speaking of Shaggy, I didn't quite understand his casting choice. Shaggy is voiced by Will Forte, who is a very funny man, but I don't think he fit this role very well. I guess I just didn't really like his Shaggy voice that he was doing. After watching this movie, I have to come to the conclusion that there are only 2 people in the world who can play Shaggy Rogers: Casey Kasem and Matthew Lillard. Casey Kasem obviously can't, rest in peace. And Matthew Lillard played Shaggy in the live-action movies and as well as some of the cartoons. He even expressed his displeasure for not being cast as Shaggy in this movie. And something else that bothered me is the animation. I don't know what it is, but the animation looked strangely cheap. Like, there was really no detail put into the backgrounds or even the character models. And there was also the movie's plot. This does not feel like a Scooby-Doo plot. They team up with a superhero and they need to stop the villain from opening the underworld and unleashing Cerberus. It's revealed along the way why Dick Dastardly wants to do it, but that just feels like the plot to a superhero movie rather than a Scooby Doo movie. And that is Scoob's biggest issue. It doesn't feel like a Scooby Doo movie. It feels like a very watered down superhero story that just so happens to feature Scooby Doo. If there was anything I can say that I liked about it, I liked Frank Welker's performance as Scooby. And maybe the first 10 minutes really captured the charm of the cartoon, in my opinion. And we even get a recreation of the opening title sequence from Scooby Doo, Where Are You? And it was very sweet, even if it did rely on nostalgia a little too much. But in the end, guys, Scoob was just a very bland animated movie. If you have kids, then you might like this movie, but if you were like me and grew up watching Scooby Doo and have a soft spot for it in your heart, then you're probably going to be really disappointed. And overall, I'm gonna give Scoob a 3 out of 10. And supposedly this is the beginning of a proposed Hanna-Barbera universe. Can we just stop with these universes already? Not everybody can be Marvel. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching my review of Scoob. If you guys saw this movie, let me know what you thought about it. Comment down below, I would love to know. If you guys like this review, then be sure to hit that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. If you want to watch my past videos, then I will link those right over here. And other than that, I hope you all have a tremendous rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.